Hello and welcome to Byju's Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to the big news of the day. The topic for today's big news is the plunge in Nepal's foreign exchange reserves. In this short and crisp analysis, we will understand the major reasons behind this decline, Nepal government's response, and the economic road ahead in Nepal. So let's start. See, the topic is in the news because Nepal's foreign exchange reserves have declined. According to Nepal's Rashtra Bank, which is the central bank of Nepal, the country's forex reserves have declined by 18.5% from 11.75 billion in July 2021 to 9.58 billion in March this year. What does this decline in forex means? See, here you have to understand what forex reserves mean. These are assets such as foreign currencies, gold reserves, treasury bills retained by a central bank or other monetary authority within a country. These reserves are used to check the balance of payments, influence exchange rate of its currency, and maintain stability in the financial markets. So if a country's foreign exchange reserves fall, it can destabilize balance of payments, devalue currency, and also disrupt the financial markets. Like we saw in Sri Lanka, the foreign exchange crisis led to shortage in food supplies, in fuels. That led to widespread protests because it created suffering for the common people. An emergency was imposed in Sri Lanka to control those protests. This fall in Nepal's reserves is likely to create a similar crisis. Let's understand why it is happening in Nepal. See, there are four main reasons for this fall in reserves. Number one, COVID 19. As you might know, COVID 19 disrupted global economies, particularly the tourism sector. Because of the virus, tourist industry was hugely affected. Nepal's economy depends on tourism like Sri Lanka's. So because of COVID-19, people from across the world could not travel to Nepal, and therefore Nepal's economy lost because of this disruption. The second reason is that Nepalis who work outside send money home. Now, because of COVID-19 pandemic, many Nepalis lost jobs abroad, so they could not send money home. This led to decline in foreign remittances in Nepal. Both these factors, that is loss in tourism business as well as loss in remittances, affected Nepal's economy. Another reason is the Russia-Ukraine war, which created global energy crisis because supply chains got disrupted. Also, it led to global inflation of certain commodities like petroleum products. Nepal depends on exports for its energy supplies. Therefore, it got affected because of this crisis. The fourth reason is the situation within Nepal, that there has been inflation within Nepal. Its central bank said that the inflation is 7.1%, which is very high, and it's estimated that it's likely to go to double digits in the coming months. All these factors have affected Nepal's economy. It has led to decline in foreign exchange reserves of Nepal. This decline has caused concern in Nepal, and Nepal government has removed the head of its central bank, which is the Nepal Rashtra Bank. Mahaprasad Adhikari, the head, was accused of leaking sensitive information and also failing to perform his duties. Another response that the government came up with is that it has decided to support Nepal Oil Corporation. See, it buys oil from Indian Oil Corporation. But as I mentioned that the Russia-Ukraine war created global energy crisis and that led to rise in global prices. The savings of this company depleted and it sought help of the Nepal's government. Nepal's government has agreed to help it this time. It has also banned import of certain goods to maintain its foreign exchange reserves such as machinery, silver, ready-made garments, electrical appliances, textile, motor equipment, bicycles and gold. All of this is done to stop the decline in foreign exchange reserves. So you see, Nepal government is supporting, but despite this support, there are fears that Nepal might go the Sri Lanka's way, and in the near future, there might be a larger economic crisis in Nepal. But it's argued that the economic future is not so bleak yet because the foreign exchange reserves can pay the government's import bills for the next 7 months. So the situation is not as bad as Sri Lanka's economic crisis because Nepal is not burdened with external debt like Sri Lanka. But some experts argue that the situation is likely to get worse, as I have mentioned. They also point out that there are elections in Nepal this year. The local elections are in May, and the general elections are at the end of the year. So, what is the connection between elections and the economic crisis? Now, these experts argue that the Election Commission of Nepal will require money. How much? 10 billion Nepali rupees for the election process, which means a lot of resources will be needed for this democratic process. Earlier, US aid used to grant some funds for the election purposes. Now, this time, because the global situation is not so good, it's argued that the such funding might not come. Therefore, there will be a lot of pressure on Nepal's public resources, and the situation might get worse. As I already mentioned, that the inflation is likely to hit double digits. The forex reserves are declining. With this, I would like to end this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Please like and share this video and do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.